That's so good. Okay.
My name is Eddie Heisler, and I go by he, she pronouns. I identify specifically as a transsexual, and I like to identify my sexuality as queer.
Would you call yourself an artist?
Yes. I think the ability to express oneself using themselves as the medium is the most important way to express themselves.
What is your favorite version of queer art?
One of my favorite queer artists is Keith Haring. He is a gay man who died of AIDS complications, and he focused his queer art on representing the youth, exuberance, vitality, and just all around, I am here and I'm here to live.
And would that be what queer art means to you?
Knowing that the art comes from a place where you created it because it came from literally a part of you that nobody wants to see, that nobody is willing to understand. But when you communicate it with art, suddenly people are more willing to listen. It's something they can look at, something they can talk about.
You mentioned Frida Kahlo and Keith Haring.
Mm-hmm.
What other LGBTQ icons inspire you and why?
Does it have to be celebrities?
No.
My genuine queer community. Because when I look out at those array of people, I get to see just how wide of an encompassing scope transness is, queerness is, the LGBT spectrum. There's not a single one of us that, while we may fall into the same categories, we don't look anything alike.
You mentioned drag, and drag queens is one of the most popular forms of queer art right now. Have you doubled on drag makeup, and what would be the difference between just regular makeup?
When I do my drag, it is very genderless, euphoric clown. There's this very big misconception that drag needs to have a certain level of presentation or skill or amount of makeup in it to be drag, when drag itself is just an expression of gender.
What do you think will be the future of queer art?
We actually just had an article come out that confirmed that we have jumped in the amount of queer people in statistics. We're starting to see it because while we live in a really, really, really frustrating time to be queer, to be anything that is not conforming, people feel so much joy from being themselves that you will never be able to take that away. Like, we have fought this fight for a millennia, and we will continue to. If you aren't doing that, you are defeating the whole purpose of your life. And as a trans person, as a queer person, you have to live.